Hey folks, it's another Farmer Friday out here at the farm. We are just opposite the entrance to the Valley Farm. That's one of the two locations that you can come to for Christmas trees. Always call that crop report phone number. And we've had some videos showing how we plant our trees and how we put mulch around them. And now in the summertime, all 200 acres, we are pruning. And we have our licensed arborist, our Farmer Andrea. How are you this morning?
I'm very well, Tom. Always a good day in the tree field.
Yeah, so here we are in the tree fields, and I know you got your hat on because of the sun protection, but I can hardly see your face.
Oh.
That's a little bit better.
Is that better?
That's better. Tell us a little bit about how you prune a tree.
Sure, Tom. So we prune trees almost throughout the year. We try to visit every tree in the winter when they are dormant before that bud break period in the growing season. If you recall, there was a Farmer Friday video a few months ago talking about that beautiful time of year during bud break, which initiates the growing season. So now, of course, the trees have grown, and we revisit the trees to do what's called corrective pruning. Now that they've had that opportunity to grow, we try to rein them in, keeping them as natural looking as possible, but fostering that beautiful conical shape that our guests love so much when they're selecting their Christmas trees.
So we have 200 acres of trees.
That's right.
And we've got to prune every tree.
That's right.
Every year for
Yes.
about its 8 to 9 year cycle here on the farm.
That's about how long it takes for a tree to become a marketable size. So yes.
And we're on a pretty steep hillside here. I know it's beautiful outdoors here today, but
Yes.
it's pretty hot.
It sure is. Despite that I might look like I'm dressed for winter for protection, as you previously discussed. It is a hot day. This is a steep hillside, but it is perfect for growing Colorado blue spruce, the species which I'm standing next to. Colorado blue spruce, as the name suggests, are native to the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. They favor kind of rocky, more shallow soils, and are being exposed to the elements they can kind of thrive in, or at least survive in. I don't know what other species we would be able to grow on this very rocky hillside.
Yeah, this is pretty steep, and I see that we have some Queen Anne's lace.
That's correct.
And I can see some bees right over there. I don't know if they come into the photo or not, but there's some bees right in the center of my photo. There's one there. There's another one there.
As you
so
know,
all our
Tom,
pollinators working here throughout the tree
farm's
fields.
credo is to be good to the land, and the land will be good to you. And part of the way in which we are good to the land is by fostering a healthy pollinator population. While we do that, we also meet other objectives by allowing this vegetation to grow in our tree fields. We maintain soil structure by doing this. So
right,
that's
steep slope, we don't want the soil to wash away.
Exactly.
So.
We are trying to prevent erosion, which is one reason why we've also planted these fescue grasses. Sometimes it becomes a tree management challenge to work around the vegetation. We do have to control some of the vegetation so it doesn't negatively impact the growth and structure of our crop of Christmas trees.
Wow.
So let's talk about pruning, Tom.
Sure.
When we prune a tree, this is true to all species. We always start with the top and work our way down. This portion of the tree is called the leader.
Okay.
It has a terminal bud located on the tip of it. That is how the tree grows upwards.
Okay.
In Colorado blue spruce, it is a little bit different than other species in that these buds, and maybe you can get a better photo of it, view of it here, are they really need this terminal bud to keep growing straight. You see these other more lateral buds. Mm-hmm. If we were to cut this off.
Yeah, so right as I'm looking at my photo, right there. That's one of those lateral buds.
Correct. And see how that's a little angled up?
Yeah.
If we were to tip this off, removing the terminal bud, theoretically and hopefully new growth would come growing up in that direction. Now, it would not be as straight as if we left this terminal bud on. So, and because sometimes blue spruce struggle to go straight from their lateral branches, we try to leave that terminal bud on as much as we can. So our limit for cutting is about 18 inches. We try to keep that leader no shorter than 18 inches. We've marked on our shears different 14, 16, and 18 inches.
Oh.
And so if I align that, I can see that this is slightly over 18 inches. In a usual circumstance, I would leave that terminal bud on this tree. But because it's a little bit slender from last year's growth, I am gonna tip it.
Okay.
I do see some healthy buds up here, and I have full confidence that this tree would be able to continue growing upwards. And I think it would be better for the tree because it would fill in maybe more down here.
I see.
So we always make that cut on an angle, and then from there we work our way down. Once we make that cut, we can decide what our taper is. And that is how we keep a tree in that nice conical shape. So working from the tip, we go down to the bottom. You can see only a few lateral branches interfered with that taper. So those are the branches that I am going to now cut. So I start from the leader, now I focus on the first whorl, tipping those to be within my taper. Then I work around the tree, always cutting in front of me so that I have a good view of what is in my taper and what is not. And that is it. Just a few cuts. What we do by removing those buds is prevent the tree from continuing to grow outward. And then the tree can redirect and invest its energy into the lateral buds that are on these lateral branches.
And that'll make it look very full.
Exactly. There's a nice example over there. We haven't pruned it yet. But you can see blue spruce have a beautiful natural range in color. They also have a genetic range in shape. Some like to grow a little bushier than others, and just being the type of farmers that we are at Jones Family Farms, we embrace
diversity.
The natural look and diversity of our crops. Yes.
Sure. Hey, thanks so much, Andrea.
Thank you.